everybody, Dylan Cliche here. Welcome to another episode of Dylan's Disney Movie Reviews. What can you say about Doug? Created by Jim Jenkins and debuted on Nickelodeon on August 11th, 1991, it centers around a preteen boy named Douglas Doug Funny, voiced by Billy West, who has a vivid imagination and records various events throughout the show in his journal, which he treats like an autobiography. He has friends, which include his love interest, Patricia Patty Mayonnaise, voiced by Constance Shulman, best friends Mosquito Skeeter Valentine, voiced by Fred Newman, and others. Other characters include School Bully Roger Klotz, voiced by Billy West, who is Doug's nemesis, Phoebe Bluff, voiced by the late Alice Clayton, the Dinks, Bud, and Tippy, voiced by Fred Newman and the late Doris Bielek, respectively, and Doug's dog Porkchop, also voiced by Fred Newman. The series went on for 4 seasons and ended on January 2nd, 1994. Then in 1996, Disney bought the studio that made Doug, Jumbo Pictures, and revived it on ABC with some changes, like Doug now being voiced by Tom McHugh, Patty having a haircut, and Doug having a rival for Patty's love named Guy Graham, an upper student voiced by Guy Hadley. This would give the series an additional 3 seasons with 65 episodes. The entire series would go on until it ended on June 26, 1999, with 7 total seasons and 117 episodes. In March of 1999, 3 months before the entire series ended, Disney released a theatrical movie based on it, and it's what I'm reviewing this week. Released on March 26, 1999, the movie is Doug's first movie.
That's me.
The movie opens in Bluffington, where at the lake, Roger along with his Goonies, Boomer, Willie, and Ned are fishing.
Say, Raj, you really think this is such a good day to go fishing?
Maybe you guys would rather go home and cut valentines out of construction paper at doilies.
Well, yeah.
Oh, this sounds enjoyable, Raj.
I'll make hot chocolate.
Let's go over this one more time. We're not here for fish, you goons. We're here to bag a couple of losers. Oh, damn it, here they come.
Doug and Skeeter then come by and are going into the forest.
Hey, are you doofuses still hunting for that lake monster?
Yes. Except for the part about being doofuses.
When Doug and I get our monster picture, Roger, you'll see. Hey, I know where you can find a whole bunch of monster pictures. Huh? Your family album. Good one.
I don't get it.
Go ahead and laugh, Roger. We're gonna find that monster. Sooner than you think.
Hey, what are we all nudging each other for?
You're pushing my buttons, Bledsoe.
Later that night, Doug and Skeeter are in the forest. They leave their bikes in a clearing and hear laughter.
You hear that? Yeah. I'll go this way, you go that way.
Doug finds Roger and his Goonies going to scare Skeeter in a monster costume. He tries to stop them, but fails. Meanwhile, Skeeter arrives at the part of the forest he's never been before and sees that Lucky Duck Lake is polluted. Roger and his Goonies then scare Skeeter.
Very funny, you guys. Hardy har. Oh, very believable, too. Did you rent it or did you make it yourself?
They then get scared away by the Lucky Duck Lake monster. Later one night, Doug writes in his journal about something that happened to him just before Valentine's Day.
That means at school, people have just one thing on their minds.
A Valentine's dance. Let's go shopping.
Isn't it romantic?
A Valentine's dance. How delightful.
A Valentine's.
A Valentine's?
The monster! I finally found it!
Well, almost everybody was talking about the Valentine's Day dance. It was all I was thinking about.
Can anyone tell me how ancient Egypt ultimately became a Roman province?
Well, and one other thing, too.
Miss Mayonnaise.
It was Mark Antony's eternal love for Cleopatra that incited the great battle of Actium.
there's only been one Valentine for me. One person who I've shared my happiest moments with, and a couple not so happy ones. We've gone through the same hardships, like my sister Judy.
Leonardo, Mona, you're supposed to be 16th century lovers. Now kiss her like you mean it.
At school during lunch, Doug hears Baby and Connie saying that the dance is going to suck because the student council needs 2 people to help get it ready, but nobody has signed up.
Why don't you help, Baby?
You expect me to put my mouth on balloons? Touch streamers? Ugh, no way.
We have less than a week left. Whoever we get is gonna have to work day and night to get ready.
Day and night?
Doug again gets the idea that he and Patty could do the job, so he talks to her about it.
Do you really think I'd be good at organizing a dance? I've never done anything like that.
I think you'd be great at whatever you wanted to do, Patty. I think if you worked on this dance, it would be the best dance ever.
Really?
After lunch, Doug and Patty go to sign up to work on the dance, and they encounter Guy, who tries to get Patty to go out with him.
Art day just around the corner. You want to talk in privato?
Guy, I'm here to sign up to work on the dance.
What? That dinky lower grade dance? Look, I got a dozen better ideas, kiddo. Instead of hanging out with a bunch of babies, you can trade candies with me. Scoot the boot with the upper grade crowd. What do you say?
Guy?
Can't you see I'm talking to someone? Time to grab your opportunities before they grab someone else, if you get me. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Contestant, your answer, please.
Thanks anyway, Guy, but I'm going to the dance. I may even be working on it.
Oh, whatever sands your wood, don't say I didn't offer. I'm out of here. Last chance to change your mind.
Goodbye, Guy.
That guy.
Patty then signs up. She then goes to help her father with something, and Doug signs up. Meanwhile, outside the school, Roger and his goonies are talking about the monster protecting Skeeter.
Valentine's got a monster on his side.
A monster? On his side? Oh.
Hey, Valentine! Is that a nose or a ski slope?
Raj, you okay?
I think his brain vapor locked.
Stand back!
What the?
His idea.
Why, you iota!
Raj.
I think I'm getting an idea.
How can you tell? What does it feel like?
Maybe it's gas.
Just wait. It's gonna be the biggest thing to ever hit this town.
Again?
At the mall, Doug and Skeeter arrive to get the picture that Skeeter took of the monster developed, and Baby shows up thanking Doug.
You saved the dance.
Where are you, honey bunch?
Take these to the car, Daddy.
Yes, dear.
Skeeter, I was just doing a little shopping in case someone wants to take me to the dance.
Meet you at the Photoshop, man.
Ugh, boys.
Is that the boy you like, honey bunch?
If you think I'm discussing that with you, Daddy, you're nuts.
Doug follows Baby and her father Bill to their car, and Doug tells Baby that he's going to work day and night with Patty on the dance. However, Baby tells him that Patty's going to be working on the dance with Guy.
Patty? Guy?
Yeah, Guy's the other one on the dance committee. Isn't it great?
But Guy said he didn't... He isn't even in our grade.
I know. Isn't it great to have an upperclassman even think about helping?
But how?
How did we convince him? It was easy. We were sitting in the office after lunch.
Baby and Bill then head home. In the mall, Doug and Skeeter get the pictures developed, and one of them happens to be of the monster's foot.
I told you there was a monster. I told everybody. Behold!
Yeah! Let me see it again. Skeeter, we're gonna be famous! This is the biggest thing ever! Woohoo!
Doug then imagines himself as Quailman and goes to the dance with Patty, who gets hypnotized by Guy to dance with him.
Sure, curious.
Sorry, pals. Full out.
Fortunately, patience is the first quality of the quail.
Suddenly, a giant monster starts attacking the city, and Doug as Quillman tries to talk reasonably with the monster.
Excuse me, large lizard-like creature. I think it's important for you to see... I don't like to make snap judgments, but it seems this outsized outlaw just ate me.
Quail man, eaten like so many potato chips.
Pork Chop as Quail Dog then manages to get the monster to vomit Quillman up, and Quillman defeats the monster.
Oh, Quail Man, you've saved us.
Well, that's over. Wanna dance?
Forget it. Defeating a monster's much cooler than decorating for a dance. No matter how bad he smells.
Meanwhile, Roger has gathered the smartest guys in Bluffington and tells them about the monster and mentions that he has come up with an idea to stop it. Robo Crusher.
Note the pincer claws and x-ray eyes. I've drawn myself down here for scale. Money is no object. Gentlemen, you have exactly 24 hours.
In the forest, Doug and Skeeter arrive to get their bikes only to find them missing.
Bike tracks?
Oh, yeah. Right next to the big webbed footprints.
Oh, man!
Later at Skeeter's house, they talk about the monster eating their bikes. Suddenly, the phone rings and it's Patty.
Oh, Doug, I'm glad you're there. I wanted to thank you.
Thank me?
I never would have thought of signing up to work with Guy if it weren't for you.
Oh, great. Look, Pat.
And did you hear the news? Guy got Mr. Bluff to give us money to have the dance at.
Huh?
Are you ready for this? Funky Town!
Funky Town. That's, Patty, can we meet and talk about this later? Something just came up.
Sure, Doug. How about Swirlies in an hour?
Swirlies. An hour. Great.
Doug and Skeeter then see their bikes outside along with some monster footprints going into the house. They then go hunting for the monster.
Come on. Looks like the coast is clear. Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, quietly. Oh, man. Nope. No monsters here.
Shouldn't we go downstairs and check your room?
They then go downstairs to check Skeeter's room and the flashlight goes dead. Doug goes to get another one and Skeeter tries to look under his bed to find the monster right next to him.
Oh, my head.
A few minutes later, Doug and Skeeter see that the monster is not scary at all, and they name him Herman Melville after the Moby Dick author after he tries to eat a book of Moby Dick.
Put it there, Herman. Huh?
He likes you, man.
Down, Herman. Down. Phew. Finding Herman sure is a bigger deal than working on some dance.
Yeah, everybody thought I was crazy. Are they ever gonna be surprised?
Doug and Skeeter then go over to the Dink's house to tell Mayor Tippy about Herman. Bud answers the door, takes the boys inside, and shows them something.
Virtual reality.
Cool. It's like we're standing right in your living room.
But we are standing in your living room.
Exactly. Everything's right where it is in real life, down to the last detail. It's exactly like being here, only much more expensive.
Wow.
Now, what are you boys all excited about?
Is it too late to get something in the paper?
The monster!
Whoa, slow down, boys. I can't understand what you're saying.
They then show Herman to Bud and then Mayor Tippy.
No, Herman, don't eat that.
It's the story of the century, Mayor Tippy.
This may be bigger news than we think. Bud, hang up.
Dear?
If you want to keep Herman out of danger, hang up that phone now.
Tippy then tells the boys that they have to tell everybody about Herman in a way that Bill Bluff can't stop them.
We have to call a citywide press conference. Make a big splash. That's a great idea. But until then, we can't tell anybody about Herman Melville. For his sake, can you boys keep him absolutely secret till tomorrow?
No problem.
I'll have the press come here tomorrow. Meanwhile, tonight, we better keep him close by.
We can keep him next door, at my house. We just have to figure out how to keep people from seeing him.
I think I have just the thing.
So Doug and Skeeter sneak Herman into Doug's house dressed in a diving suit.
What is going on?
Mom!
Judith, Funny, I don't care if you want to rehearse your plays at home, but please, muddy flippers off the carpet.
Oh, it's not Judy's fault, Mom. It's mine. I'll be right down to clean it up.
Wow! Sounds like Doug's learning some responsibility.
Our little man.
They take Herman up to Doug's room where Porkchop barks at him. Doug puts him outside, and he and Skeeter clean up the muddy footprints.
Somebody puked.
Judith, Funny, I don't think that's very nice. The least you could do is help him clean up your mess.
My mess. My mess. My mess. My mess?
What's gotten into her?
No, you know, Judy.
Can I call my parents, Mrs. Funny? It's getting kind of late.
Wait! What time is... Oh, no! Patty! I was supposed to meet her at Swirly's. Gotta go.
Doug then rushes to Swirly's, but Patty's not there. He then heads over to Funky Town, where Patty and Guy are getting the place ready for the dance. Doug then arrives and tries to tell Patty about Herman.
We have proof Mr. Bluff's polluting the lake. That's why I...
Hold it right there. Shh. Listen, pal, if I were you, I wouldn't go around saying stuff you can't prove.
Well, I've got proof.
What proof?
I can't say.
Right. Well, you better watch yourself. Mr. Bluff got us into Funky Town to have a dance. If he hears you've been shooting your mouth off, we might be stuck dancing in the school parking lot.
What's the matter with that? I mean, if Doug's right, isn't the truth more important than having the dance at Funky Town?
Well, I haven't heard any truth for one. People been saying dumb stuff like that for years.
You'll see tomorrow. It's going to be big, 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 big news.
Doug then unknowingly drops the picture of Herman's foot and leaves. Guy sees the picture and calls Bill Bluff.
Yes, Guy? A picture of what? Of what?
Doug then goes home and goes to bed. The next morning, as Doug and Skeeter leave for school, Porkchop goes up to Doug's room and Herman gives him a valentine.
I think we've all learned something here.
I think I like the barking better.
At school, Doug tells Patty about the press conference happening on the Dink's lawn later and tasks her to come.
Well, I'm pretty busy with the...
Please?
Sure, Doug, of course.
I'm glad you trust me about this after I, Swirlies.
Forget it, Doug. Just don't do it again or I'll brain ya.
You'll find out everything tonight, Patty. It'll all make sense. Gotta run. See ya.
Doug?
Yeah?
Should I bring Guy?
Why do you want to bring him?
Since it's news, and he is head of the school newspaper and all.
Sure. Bring Guy. Perfect.
After school at the Dinks house, a bunch of reporters appear outside, and Skeeter's wondering if they should even do this.
Are you kidding? You want to stop now?
I don't know, I'm asking. Wouldn't it be safer for Herman if we just took him back to the lake and forgot all this?
Take him back? But you mean...
We had a monster, swear.
but we let him go. Yep.
Sure did, no lie.
Yep.
What a pair of liars!
Huh?
I told you. Now kiss me.
No, Skeet, we've got to do this, because it's the right thing to do.
You just had a fantasy about Patty, didn't you?
No. Well, kind of.
You always get that blurry look.
Skeeter then goes out to give his speech, and then Guy and Patty show up.
I couldn't get this story in the paper if I tried.
What do you mean?
You know, we have this dinky little crank mimeo machine. It takes 2 weeks to get the news out. It's ancient history by then. If I want a story to come out on time, I have to write it before it happens.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Doug then comes outside, sees that the reporters are actually Bluff co-agents, and calls the conference off. Guy and Patty then leave, and Patty thinks Doug lied.
Wait! Stop! There he is! Can I just have a word with you, please? Let me just talk. Can I talk to you?
Meanwhile, at Roger's house, the smart guys have finished building Robo Crusher.
You lame brains! It's Dinky! Didn't you look at my plan? It's supposed to be this big compared to me!
Exactly.
You dipsticks, this is wrong! Change me back now!
Can we do that?
The next day, Doug leaves for school early to explain everything to Patty. At school, Herman's disguised as a female exchange student named Hermione.
I want everyone to just let their emotions flow onto the canvas.
Hermione, no! Bad! That's dirty!
Hermione, remarkable work. So primitive, so free.
Hermione,
Look at Doug with that cute girl.
Later, Doug tries to talk to Patty, and she's still pissed at him.
I want to tell you something, but you can't tell anybody, right? We found the Lucky Duck Lake monster. That's why I didn't come to Swirly's the other night. Wait, where are you going?
Doug, I'm not going to stand here and be lied to. I'm not blind, you know. I know who you're really spending your time with.
What are you talking about?
That Hermione girl you've been hanging around with all day.
That's who I'm talking about!
Then why don't you act like a grown-up and just say you're hanging out with her now?
But I'm not! Well, I am, but I'm not really.
Oh, really? I saw you all over her in the cafeteria.
Come on, Patty, she's not even a girl.
I know you think I must be dumb because I believed all that monster stuff before, but I hope you don't think I'm that gullible, Doug.
Patty then heads to Funky Town with Guy. After school, Skeeter tells Doug that they have to take Herman back to the lake, so that night the boys camp out there and hear somebody in the bushes. They then try to get Herman to go into the lake, however...
Herman, what are you doing? You hurt Doug!
Hey! Stop it, you big fish! I'm glad we're getting rid of you! You're nothing but bad news! You lost me, the only person I ever cared
No wonder he didn't want us to go in there. I knew it was polluted, but not that bad. Mayor Tippy was right.
He can't go back there. What?
I think you hurt his feelings, man.
I'm sorry. Thanks for saving us, Herman.
He can't go back in that lake, man. What are we gonna do with him?
Bluff then shows up with his agents and they capture Herman.
This'll knock him out for a while. Get him out of here!
You can't do this!
Quiet, you! I don't want to hear anything from you. If I hear one more peep, you're gonna be so... Bob?
Let's just say it won't be pretty for you.
Right! You boys decided you were gonna make me look bad. I have friends at your school. You boys could be in middle school for a long time to come. If you know what's good for you, you'll forget everything that happened here tonight.
Doug and Skeeter get the police and tell them that their friend was captured. They head over to Bill Bluff's house and he says there aren't any monsters there.
Why, BB wouldn't allow it. Except for some of the boys she goes out with.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Officer!
Maybe you boys better go back to bed.
Yeah, but we...
All right, that's enough. Let's get you boys home. Sorry to bother you, Mr. Bluff. Don't mention it.
The next morning, Doug heads to school and sees the weekly BB on a computer screen.
Oh, no! I've been looking for you everywhere, man. And you know, what is it, man?
On the screen. Next week's weekly BB.
Monster destroyed. Bill Bluff a hero.
We're too late. Herman's dead.
He and Skeeter go to Swirly's after school and Doug realizes something.
Guy wanted to make sure this was in next week's paper. This isn't what they did. This is what they're going to do.
Mayor Tippy.
Dink residents. Oh, hello, Douglas. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Bluff asked Tippy to fill in for him at a charity function in Bloatsburg. Can I connect you to our very expensive voicemail? Let's see. You press 2 and then the pound.
No, that's okay, Mr. Dink. Thanks. Mr. Bluff even got to Mayor Tippy. She's out of town.
What are we gonna do, man? We've only got a few hours.
We're gonna get some real help.
Doug then calls the Sleech twins, Al and Moo, for their help, and they meet at Doug's house.
We have to save a life, so it's important to make sure we get everything right. Here's the deal.
After thinking about a plan, they now have to figure out what they're going to do with Herman. Porkchop then points to Crystal Lake on the map, which is right behind Funky Town. That's where they'll take Herman. That night at the dance, Doug and Skeeter find Herman inside a big heart in the middle of the room and take him outside, while the Sleech twins disguise Robo Crusher in Roger's monster costume.
It's over there! It's over there! Go, go, go! Fire!
I think we're ready. Get the wig.
Okay. Come on, Herman.
My goodness! A crazed monster! Thank goodness I alerted Mr. Bluff's agents in time to protect the citizens of Bluffington!
Coming through! Coming through!
Approach with caution. Approach with caution.
What the?
Roger!
Somebody
Take this!
Doug and Skeeter take Herman to Crystal Lake and release him into the clean water. Bill Buff then confronts them and threatens them. Phoebe and Mayor Tippy hear this, and Phoebe defends Doug and Skeeter while Mayor Tippy reveals that Bill's been polluting Lucky Duck Lake. Doug then sees Patty and walks over to her.
Patty, I've been trying to call you.
Looks like you were pretty busy.
This? Oh, this is what we disguised the monster in.
Not that again.
But it's true. See, he was like a friend to us. He was so great.
Herman then reveals himself to Patty, and she dumps Guy for lying to her. Herman then goes back into the lake, and the movie ends with Doug dancing with Patty and Skeeter dancing with BB.
So, Journal, that was Valentine's Day. Up to the last minute, I worried that everyone, especially Patty, would think I was a big loser. But like Mayor Tippy said, it's important to do the right thing, no matter what anyone else thinks. And maybe because we followed her advice, things are just a little bit better in Bluffington. Mr. Bluff volunteered to clean up Lucky Duck Lake, and Patty and I danced on the dock under the moon for quite some time. I wouldn't have minded if it had gone on forever.
And that was Doug's first movie. My thoughts? It's really good. However, despite what I thought of it, the movie got negative reviews from critics, and despite the title, this is Doug's only movie and served as the series finale. On a brighter note, it was a mild success at the box office by earning $19.4 million against a $5 million budget. In the end, I give this movie a rating of 4 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for Doug's first movie. Be sure to join next week when I'll be reviewing Disney's adaptation of another Edgar Rice Burroughs character, which isn't Tarzan. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.
Me, someone like me. She wants someone like me. As a dream, she's willing to trust to somebody just like me. And me, she's sad like me. She's sad.
Defeating a monster is much cooler than overseeing a dance, no matter how bad we smell.
What?